Guys, I'm so excited right now. You know, a lot of you probably see me kind of in my office a lot lately. You've seen me traveling a little bit lately. And this is it. You know, this is for you. You know, when the pandemic kind of hit, I started kind of thinking about what, as an organization, that we were doing that we could improve on. And one of the things I looked at is I looked at in my past to kind of see what did I not have that I had to go really just search really hard to get. And that was sales training. Now, I believe that every individual is taught the wrong way to sell. They're taught a transactional type of adversarial approach. For example, I didn't request any information. So the adversarial transactional approach will run up to them and go, well, no, you fill out this information. You just lied. You told them they're a liar. At the end of the day, you went ahead and you were confrontational towards it, whether you meant it or not. So the new way to sell is a relationship type of approach. A relationship type of approach. And so what we're doing right now is we're building massive content on sales training. So if you looked up here, I didn't request any information. Anything like that, you'll be able to now have a video source that you can go back to. You know, it's one thing to go to conferences, one thing to listen to motivational books, but it's another thing to actually take that and really truly apply it. And that's what I did. So I believe that there's three types of salespeople in life. There's the lounge act. The lounge act is just there to do the minimum. Then you have the opening act. And the opening act is still on tour. They still do what's expected of them, but they don't do that extra stuff. They don't watch videos. They don't look at how to get better at their craft. They just do what's expected. And then you have the sales rock star. And that's where this whole concept came out, is being a Medicare Rockstar and being a part of a community that we can all share with each other. So there's QR codes that you guys can all use right now to join a Medicare Rockstar community. So we created a Medicare Rockstar community that already has several members in there already, where now the content will be put on the Medicare Rockstar. So the goal is to have thousands and thousands of videos of content that will be new all the time on there. And the great thing is, as a community, you know, I just was at a conference, they talked about being a part of a tribe. Being a part of a tribe. Being a part of a community. And that's what we're trying to accomplish, right, is be a part of a community. So if you have a question, Hannah, about a certain situation, you can go onto the community and ask that question. Hey, I ran into this certain situation right now, what would you do? And here's a great thing. I'll be able to jump in and answer that for you, but then the goal is to have thousands of people across the country, they're now answering that question for you. So now all of a sudden, you're able to pick little things here, little things there that work, because at the end of the day, the goal is to take a little bit of a nugget, and that's what I did in training and sales, is I would take a little nugget here, a little nugget there to figure out what exactly would work best in this approach. And then through time, I found out, you know what? That the transactional approach doesn't work anymore. So another thing that we're going to be doing right now is this as well, is that every single morning on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, you will get a text message around 8:30 in the morning with some little motivational thing. So I get those every single morning myself, and it really kind of pumps me up. It kind of really gets my mind thinking about the day and what I'm going to do during that day. So every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're going to get a text from our company with just a little motivational thing to help kind of get you in that mindset of being a Medicare Rockstar. You know, our goal, you know, just to let you know a little bit of history about us, because some of you are new here. Eddie and I started this company over 7 years ago. We started this company with $3,000. Okay? We live in the greatest country on the planet Earth here in the USA. Everybody give a hand. Okay? Do not ever let somebody tell you that we aren't, and don't ever apologize for that either. We live in the greatest country on the planet. And I can tell you that emphatically because I grew up in Africa until I was about 17 years old. My parents were missionaries in Africa, so I've seen poverty. I've seen kids that didn't have any shoes running around. We think about what shoe we're going to wear that day. There are people out there that have absolutely nothing. So we live in the land of opportunity. So at the end of the day, going forward, you have to ask yourself every day, am I being a lounge act? Am I being an opening act, or am I being a rock star today? And guess what? That's something we have to evaluate every single day. You don't just become a rock star and then that's it. And that's the problem, is when rock stars become rock stars and they stop learning, they stop training. You know what happens? They become can you finish that sentence for me? One-hit wonders, because they think they've made it already. A Medicare Rockstar, sales rockstar, is constantly learning. They're constantly trying to improve their craft. They're trying to do that because guess what? They not only have a family to provide for, but they have another family that they're trying to provide for over the phone. Okay? So at the end of the day, our goal has always been, when AA started this company, was to have people that worked for us who are making 6 figures a year. And we're going to do everything now to accomplish that. Okay, we're going to give you all the tools, all the resources, all the guidance. You know, you've got Mike and you've got Truman that are doing great right now. They're doing fantastic. You know, they're going to be able to help you with some of this stuff that implement what is being said. You know, kudos to Daniel. Here we give Daniel a big hand. Daniel's been really instrumental in getting us to this point right now. So thank you, Daniel. You know, everybody give a hand to Eddie. You know, we see what we see right now, but we haven't seen the years that we first started. You know, the headaches and the stress and the yelling that's now subsided a little bit. But you know, we're very, very driven, and that's what we want here. Is we want people that are driven, because guess what? If you're making money, what does that mean happening? You're helping more people, okay? And I know that because my mom's 78 years old, and she's on Medicare, and she has a lot of health issues. On Sunday night, she got very dehydrated. We got super worried. An ambulance showed up to her door, okay? And guess what my mom doesn't have to worry about? She don't have to worry about any bills. She don't have to worry about bills, okay? Because I made sure that when she went on Medicare, she did the right thing. So whatever person you're talking to, make sure they're doing the right thing for them. It might be a Medicare Advantage plan. It might be a Medigap supplement plan. But at the end of the day, ask the correct questions. And this is what these training videos are going to do. It's going to help you ask some of those correct questions going forward. Last thing I'll talk about right now is this. And I'll tell you just kind of a story of myself, and maybe we can all relate to it. Growing up, I don't think any one of us in here thought that we were going to be sales people for our career. You know, growing up, I wanted to be a ninja. That was my goal as a kid. You know, and then the Ninja Turtles came out, and that made it even worse. You know, because I thought I could be a ninja, but I realized I didn't have the flexibility to do that. Then I want to be an astronaut, but I realized I was claustrophobic, so that wasn't going to work out either. Then I want to play basketball, and there's no joke there, but we'll kind of leave that there. 5'10", that's a joke. So I got out of college trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, where I want to kind of pursue. And I think that's a lot of us what we do, is we kind of get out and we're like, what do I do with my life? And then we kind of somehow fall into sales. Okay, so I fell into sales, and at the end of the day, I didn't really know if I liked it. I was being a lounge act. And my dad's birthday was coming up, and I didn't have any money, so I needed to come up with some good gift. So I had a client that before Ancestry.com ever came out, they offered to go ahead and look at my family history. So like, cool, that might be a cool gift if you can get some stuff from my dad. She got a treasure trove of information. So anybody that has the last name IAN is always of Armenian descent, typically. Gurbikian, my famous cousin Kardashian, you might have heard of her. So anybody IAN is usually of Armenian descent. So they went back through our history. And my grandparents immigrated over here in 1915. She had the picture of the vessels that they came over on. They had a picture of that. They had the manifest of what it came on. And I'm looking at all this stuff. And if you don't know the history of Armenia, Armenia had an Armenian genocide in 1915 where the Ottoman Empire literally took them out to the desert and slaughtered millions and millions of Armenians. Okay. My grandmother was an orphanage. She never knew her parents. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this stuff, and I just start bawling like a little kid. I just start crying. I'm like, you know what? My grandparents did all this to get me to here, and I'm just going to be a lounge act? I'm just going to do the minimum? No, I can't do that. And that moment changed my life. And guess what? Every one of us in here have that moment. You have somebody that got you here. Go back 100, 200 years ago. We all have that person that went through suffering to get us right here to live in the greatest country known to man. And it's up to each one of us now to use those tools to actually be better and help other people out.